If you're a grappler from Wisconsin, you've heard the name Mahmoud Jabr before. At just 25 years old, he's the newest freshly minted black belt from Pedigo himself, and just 4 months after receiving it, he placed second at Nogi Pans. In this podcast, we take a trip through his entire journey of starting jiu-jitsu and how he ended up to where he is today. So stick around to the end to hear all of his crazy stories. So welcome, we're interviewing Mahmoud Jabr. Did I say that correctly?
Close enough.
All right, for sure. So we just kind of want to go into who you are. You're going to introduce yourself. We'll go over quickly your run at the 2025 Nogi Pans IBJJF. Kind of get into your coaching philosophy, what made you start M5, and then kind of what your competitive mindset was for that tournament. So, who are you? When did you start jiu-jitsu?
My name is Mahmoud Jabr. I'm 25 years old. I'm born and raised in Milwaukee, but I did lived 10 years in the country, Jordan. I did start jiu-jitsu though here when I was 15, and it's been 10 years ever since.
And where'd you start at?
At Nova in Oak Creek.
Got you. And I see that you have a Pedigo submission fighting sticker on your wall. How did that come about?
That's graffiti, but yeah. But what's it called? So yeah, I think I first heard about Pedigo when I was a blue belt, and then at purple belt is when I first clicked with the guys. I faced several of them. I met Heath for the first time. He coached me at a tournament. And I really wasn't thinking still to join Pedigo or anything like that. Like me going to Mount Vernon was still like crazy. I was still in school and stuff like that. So I just kind of I knew the guys. I thought they were great. I thought everything they did was badass. But joining Pedigo wasn't it yet, I felt. So when I was a brown belt, I left my team before the team that I was with before Pedigo, and I was just not looking for a team, but kind of like I just wanted to take a break from jiu-jitsu, but didn't really want to take a break from jiu-jitsu because I stepped away for like a week, and I was like, nah, I'm not taking a break from jiu-jitsu. I missed it already, so I just signed up for these bunch of tournaments under my friend's gym in Jordan. And I just started going to these tournaments like without a team pretty much. And then I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna make a big move and move to Austin. So
Ooh.
I literally found.
At what age?
This was 3 years ago.
Okay.
3 years. I was 22.
22.
So I was already graduated. I was a brown belt. You know what I mean? I just took silver at the Nogi Euros at brown belt. Like that's what happened. Like it was literally after that. I thought at Nogi Worlds, the second round I faced Kenta Iwamoto from Japan. Yeah, we had a very close match. I lost by 2 points. And this was like me just like training with my little brother and a couple friends and just trying to figure things out at the time. But it was a good time because I had no stress. I didn't have to make anyone proud, like a team, or I didn't let anyone down. It was just like kind of like a Ronin, if that makes sense.
That's crazy. So you were training solely with your brother?
Yeah, we were training
some open mats and.
Yeah, some open mats like once a week, but the other 5 days a week I would train was with my brother and my 2 friends.
In your basement, or?
Me and my brother in our basement, and then me and my 2 friends at my friend's basement.
No way.
Yeah.
How did you get that good off of just training with them? Was it like watching instructionals and drilling it with your brother, or was it just
I would just
sparring?
do whatever I can. So like for me, like if I said like, okay, today the only way I can get better is go on a run, I'm just gonna go on a run. If I was on a plane and I had to watch instructionals, I guess that's gonna help me get better. If I had to drop in for open mat, like I would just anything that would try to find me to get better, I would do. If I had to eat healthy, sleep right, that's one of the only ways to get better. I guess I'm doing that. You know what I mean? So I just did whatever I can, pretty much. It wasn't the best and most efficient because I didn't have anyone to guide me, but we did pretty good, man. Like. As I said, like I took second at the Nogi Euros, and that was like months after leaving my team.
Wow.
And then I won my first match at Nogi Worlds that year, and then the second match I fought Kenta, and I lost by 2 points. And I was like, man, you know what? I think I can especially that was after he almost beat JT Torres. So I was like, you know what? I think I can hang with these guys. Yeah. And that's when I decided to move to Austin. I was like, you know what? I think this is a sign for me to move to Austin. And so I packed my bags, told my parents. My dad told me, like, we don't want you to leave, but you do whatever you think is best for you. You're a grown man. And I was like, okay, I found a job. And then I was like driving down to Austin, and I wanted to stop and visit my aunt in St. Louis, and then I told one of the guys that, I'll be around the area, I'm gonna come down and train, and he was like, yeah, stop by, and I heard you're going down to Austin if you stay down for a week, and just see how it is, and then after that, if you don't like it, I'll help you get to, like, I'll talk to, because I was actually thinking about going to New Wave, and I'll help you get there. He's like, I know John, and I'll help you get there. And I was like, okay. And I was like, what's there to lose? You know, I'm already in the area. So I went down, trained with the guys, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to leave. So I just stayed in the gym for a few months.
So you were training at New Wave for a couple months?
No, I never got there.
Oh.
No.
At Pedigo. Oh, you
Pedigo.
halfway on your journey down to Austin.
Journey. Yeah.
No way.
So I stopped at Pedigo, and I stayed there for a week, and I told Heath, I want to stay here.
Wow.
And then he was like, okay. I told him, and he's like, where are you going to stay? So I don't know, but I want to stay here. So he's like, I slept at the gym for a few months.
No way.
Yeah.
And what drew you so heavily to that? What was so special about it?
It's everything that I wanted, if that makes sense. And I always tell people, like, when you pick a team, I hope people pick it because they want to pick it. That's their family, you know what I mean? And I felt like that is my, like, not my second family, my main family, if that made sense. They brought me in, and it wasn't because, like, I had potential or anything like that. They treated everyone the same way. You know what I mean? The white belts, the kids, the adults, they were just like a bunch of people, like how you saw, like, today, how we were, like that, but on steroids. Like, not physically on steroids, but like on, like, you know, the environment on steroids. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they were just like, the environment. I was like, you know what? This is what I wanted. This is what, like, there wasn't no one like telling you like you have to bow. There's no one telling you have to wear this patch. There's no one telling you have to wear this and that, and, you know, the pictures on the wall. And I'm not saying everyone can do whatever they want. If that's what vibes with you, great. But that didn't vibe with me, and I felt like it was just, there's a bunch of guys wearing short gis and just training hard twice a day, 5 days a week, every week. And I was like, you know what? This is like, and it was like, I think that time was like, oh no, it was winter, so it was freaking cold. So it was freaking cold, and I was like, you know, like they're just training, like there was no like heating system. They were just training, and they weren't complaining or anything. Like, this is what I wanted, you know what I mean? No one, and a lot of people there, you know, like I wasn't like gonna say like I was like I was spoiled when I was a kid, but I had it way better than many other people, if that made sense. Like, you know, I had a good education. My dad, like, you know, I'd never paid rent until I was like 21, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't have to worry about anything, like, you know what I mean? So like, to me, that's like I didn't have like a Mercedes as a car, but like, you know what I mean? I had a good living, you know what I mean? But the people there, like, a lot of them, all they had was a shoryogi, and they slept at the gym or with their, like, 10 guys in a house, and they just made it work, and they still did it every single day, and they loved it, and they would become like IBJJF Open, Major, Pan Am's world champions, and I'm like, damn, like, that's what I want to be, that's what I want to be a part of. And I just wanted to be like I said, like, I didn't want to like sell out my identity, because like you never want to sell out your identity, but I wanted to be part of that, if that made sense. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, you don't want to like try to fit in or blend in, like, oh, I'm one of you, but
they even said like, they said like, you're different. Like they said from day one, they said you're different, but everyone in Pedigo is different. And it's true. Everyone in Pedigo is different. Like, you know what I mean? You got Couch, who's different. You got Spatch, who's different. You got Heath, who's different. You got Pixley, who's different. But they're all different in a good way. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what made, I think, PSF special.
So I guess if I could sum it down into one thing, it was like the most amount of killers who were extremely dedicated to the sport, which is what kind of drove.
Yeah, as I said, man, there's good guys everywhere. There's everywhere good guys. You know what I mean? Like, even before I left my last team, like, there was a bunch of killers. Like, I don't think it was like the skill.
Okay.
It was just like, it was okay. They were killers, yes, but to me it was like, I just said, you got to find your people, and you got to find, being a good gym is great, but if you don't vibe with the people, then you don't want to be there. It's like being like, the best way to explain it is, it's like being with a lady that's really good looking but has her personality doesn't fit with your personality. Right. Nothing wrong with her personality. It's just that you guys don't click. You know what I mean?
Right,
you won't stay. Same thing. You know what I mean? I feel like, but for me, when I went there, I was like, damn, I saw a lot of gyms, and and PSF is one of the best gyms in the world, don't get me wrong, but it's just like the environment is what connected me.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Very interesting. Wow, okay. So I guess if we could zoom back real quick.
Sorry, I ramble a lot. So
you're good, you're good. So you grew up in Jordan, lived there for 10 years, and then you moved to Wisconsin and then started jiu-jitsu. How did you even hear about it? Like, did your parents sign you up? What made you?
No, my parents did not want me to do it. Well, my dad always wanted me to do martial arts to protect myself.
Okay.
Because I got bullied as a kid. And he did actually put me in kickboxing when I was 10, when I was in Jordan. I did that for a few years. So when I moved here when I was 15, I was like, okay, I want to continue kickboxing, but I want to become an MMA fighter. That was when Conor was double champ. So I was like, I want to be the next Conor. So I went to Nova and I was like, I want to be a UFC champ. They were like, they hear that all the time. So they're like, okay, you
actually said that when you were 15 years old.
I went. I still remember. I bet you. You know, like people tell me that all the time right now. I always laugh, but you know, man, you never know who's gonna be it. You know what I mean? So I don't think they laughed at me. They just like they hear it all the time. You know what I mean? They were all super nice. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, but you need to do grappling, like jiu-jitsu, wrestling. And I was like, okay, sure. Yeah. And they're like, when you get your blue belt, we'll let you fight. That's what they told me.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. So I started doing jiu-jitsu, and so I was doing kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, and I was like, you know what, man, I really like this jiu-jitsu stuff. I always want to lock in. So I stopped doing kickboxing. I forgot about MMA, and then 10 years later, I'm a black belt. Wow. That's literally what happened. So that's, and then that's how I got introduced to it, and you know what I mean? I'm glad that's how I got introduced to it. It's crazy. It's like, I think a lot of people, that's how they get introduced to jiu-jitsu. I think it's from the UFC. You know, you know what I mean? I didn't know anyone about like the Gracies or anything. I didn't know who the Gracies were. Yeah. It was Conor, and then I wanted to become an MMA fighter, and then they told me I have to do jiu-jitsu. And I always heard about it. And I was like, believe it or not, in Jordan, actually jiu-jitsu is a big thing in Jordan.
Really?
I used to always hear people doing it.
Wow.
But I thought you only do it if you want to become an MMA fighter. That's what I thought it was. And I was like, I didn't want to be an MMA fighter. I just wanted, I was doing kickboxing. Yeah. So now I'm like, oh, that's what jiu-jitsu was. So I actually wish I started in Jordan, but you know, it is what it is. You know. Gotcha.
Okay. And so when did you know like you really fell in love with the competing side? Was it like at white belt when you had a breakout performance, or did you always just have that competitive dog in you?
No. Oh, you know what? I always had that competitive dog, but I sucked. So I was so bad. I used to lose like.
I remember you just talked about on your Instagram story. You were in like. You wrestled in high school,
but
you sucked, and you lose to girls. And
And nothing like, some girls are really, really good. Oh, yeah, you know what I mean? I think that girl I wrestled to, she's like one of the top in the nation at the time. So it wasn't like she sucked or anything. Yeah. But it's kind of like, if you feel bad in front of all your guys, and your family, you lose to a girl in high school. So it makes you feel like crap, you know? But I wasn't like I would suck so bad where I would do anything to win. Like one time I bit a kid in a wrestling match, and I acted like I didn't bit it. Like, and I'll admit it. I'll like think about it. Like I wish I never did that, but I was a kid. I was 15, 16. Yeah. But I remember like they stopped the match, and I was like, oh no, his chest was stuck in my mouth, you know. But he was pinning me, so I bit him just to get him off of me. So and I still lost those matches, but like I sucked. You know what I mean? So. You know, the first year I just lost. Even kickboxing, the first year I used to lose, but I just wanted to do I wanted to win. You know, I wanted to it wasn't the glory. It was never about the money. It was never about like proving to people. It was just to prove it to myself. Like I can do it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And it's like, you know, like an anime, like, you know, whatever, like One Piece, you know, Luffy, like, I don't know if you watch One Piece, but like he wants to become like the king of the pirates. You know, he doesn't care, he doesn't want to prove it to anyone. He just wants to do it for himself. And that's literally why I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it for myself. And when it really, really clicked, when I left Nova, I was a blue belt, and I was like, I saw the worlds for the first time, and I saw Bushesha and Shorogi at the Pyramid winning worlds that year, and I was a blue belt. And that was when like Tynan Dalpro was a blue belt. So this was like, he was like 16, 17. Yeah, because if I was 18, Tynan was like 17. He was a blue belt still. And I was like, you know what, man? I want to go there and do the worlds at blue belt and win it. You know what I mean? And I asked around, and I joined a different team that had guys going there to the worlds. And then ever since then, like that was my goal to, like, not to be a world champion. I think like I lost that mentality 2 years down the road, because I was like, I heard a lot of people talking about like, oh, they win the worlds, but they didn't fulfill themselves. So I changed my goal. I just want to be the best version of myself.
Sure.
So at blue purple, I was like, you know what? I don't care about winning, but if winning is what makes me the best version of myself, that's why I want to win. I don't want to win because of the medal. I want to be the best version of myself, because when I'm like 60 years old, I'm like, I did whatever I can to be the best version of myself.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay, so you start jiu-jitsu at 15. You tell your coach you want to be the next Conor McGregor. You know, you end up, competing but not doing so well. At blue belt, you have this kind of epiphany.
My last couple jiu-jitsu tournaments at white belt, I did good. I took like silver, and then I took double gold at Grappling Industries. Then I subbed everyone at, at that Grappling Industry. So I was like, oh, like at end of white belt, and even at wrestling, at my end of my season, I was getting better. Like I saw improvement. But even now, I have people like from high school that hit me up. They're like, man, it's crazy. Like, remember you when you were 16? You're this 140-pound kid who'd get pinned by girls, and now you're a black belt competing at the world stage. You know what I mean? And I told them, yeah, it's crazy. You know, but like for me, like a lot of people like stop wrestling, stop jiu-jitsu at blue belt, stop all that. I just kept doing it.
Yep.
You know, I have so many people that stopped training when I was a white to black. Like I have some people that literally are white belts right now, and I'm a black belt, and we start at the same time.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So they stopped and all that. You know what I mean? I just never stopped.
Right.
Like even when I broke my arm, came back, did surgery, got back to training. You know what I mean? Like I never thought about quitting. You know what I mean? Even like when I tore my ACL, got it repaired, got back to, you know, like every single time I would get hurt, broke a rib, 6 months out, broke a rib, got back to training. Like I never thought about quitting. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like, so it was just consistency, you know, and I just got better, and then I started with, you know what's it's crazy about like even jiu-jitsu, I like the belt right system, because like you kind of like, you test yourself at white belt. Okay, you win. It's like now you're like, you play Call of Duty or no?
Yeah, I do.
You know like how there's the prestige thing?
Oh yeah.
Or like the rank, no, prestige doesn't justify it. The ranking system?
Yeah.
Like silver, bronze, silver, gold.
Yep.
So like at you're in the bronze, you get into the ranking system, you're in a bronze, and you're like, okay, now I wanted to get to silver. And you test yourself, you suck in the beginning, but you start getting so good, now you're in gold, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt like that's how the BJJ or Jiu-Jitsu ranking system was. And at white belt, I sucked in the beginning, then I started doing good. At blue belt, I sucked in the beginning,
of course,
and I started doing good. And same thing at purple, and same thing at brown. And so far at black, I actually have a pretty good start. You know
when did you get your brown or black belt, so everyone knows?
3 months ago.
And he just got second.
Yeah, second at Nogi Pans. Yeah, that was crazy, man. Like I always thought I can do it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Do you want to go to that topic or?
Yeah. Let's dive into it. So
yeah.
You can kind of walk me through your matches, but I saw the IBJJF Instagram story. You went 3-0 your first day with 3 Darce chokes.
Yeah. It was 2-0 first day,
okay.
and then the first match of the second day, I also Darced him. So it was like 2 Darces the first day, and the first match of the second day was a Darce. So the first 3 matches were all Darces.
Okay, and walk me through the tournament format. Is it single elimination? How many people are in your bracket?
So I had a 32-man bracket, so it was 5 matches for gold.
Wow.
And you're talking about 32 all black belts.
Crazy. And so Pan is what, like Pan America, like everybody, or just
so anyone
from Europe flew in too?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh,
I had I had people from like Poland in my division.
Wow.
My first guy was Peruvian. My second guy was Brazilian.
Wow.
And my second guy was from he was the #1 seed. He won it last year.
Oh.
He won it last year, so he was the reigning champ coming into this tournament. And he beat one of my teammates. So that and for me my teammate's better than me. Like way better than me, you know what I mean? So, and it didn't make me nervous, but in my back of my mind, I was like, you know what? It kind of motivated me. I was like, you know what? This guy's the #1 seed. I want to upset, because I was thinking about like how Henry Cejudo won the Olympics. He was like the 20th seed when he won the Olympics.
Wow,
You know what I mean? That's crazy. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
People are focused on the top 10. He wasn't even in the top 15. You know what I mean? He won the Olympics.
Sure.
And same thing, like that's how I wanted to be. And he's like him beating my teammate. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get that back from my teammate. And then also the third reason that I thought I could beat him was because I was like, styles makes matchups. Just because like my teammate didn't beat him, like, that's not how jiu-jitsu math works. You know what I mean? Styles makes matchups. So I just studied some of his matches. One of my teammates, and I usually don't. And this is the first time actually. Usually every single tournament at brown belt, I would that's when I started doing it. I started studying all my opponents' matches before a tournament. And it was very beneficial.
Sure.
But this time I was like, man, everyone's good. Like every single match is going to be a banger.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to focus on myself. Lock in my diet, lock in my sleep, lock in my mentality, surround myself with good people, do the best I can with my training on the mat, do the best that I can with strength and conditioning, PT, just lock in all that stuff. I'll watch technique videos. I don't want to watch any matches of my opponents.
Wow.
That was the first time I ever did that. But I did the week before because one of my training partners is like, you know what, man? Let's watch some of the guys. Just one day.
Sure.
Just get a grasp of it. And somehow we watched a couple of that guy's matches. And I faced him the second round. And I ended up submitting him. And I got so emotional. I yelled after I beat him like a Brazilian. I start crying, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, you know, and who knows me, they know, like, believe it or not, sorry.
Good.
Sorry. Who knows me? Like, I think jiu-jitsu is the only thing that taps into my feelings, believe it or not.
Wow.
And I think that's why I love it. Because, like, I'm not saying I'm cold-hearted, but I can hold myself in, like, certain, like, if someone, like in the street says, like, F you, I wouldn't get mad.
Yeah.
If someone passes away, I'll be sad, but I'll hold it in, you know, just not to show it around other people.
Sure.
But jiu-jitsu is, like, different. You know what I mean? I get scared. I get emotional.
Absolutely.
Everything, all those feelings. That's why I love it. That's the only sport I can feel that. You know what I mean? Or that, not sport, but thing that made me feel all that. Some people it's poker. Some people it's, you know, whatever, diving,
Thrill seeking,
whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, it was jiu-jitsu, competing at that big stages. So for me, when I beat him, I wasn't surprised that I beat him. I was just like, 10 years. I was doing this to be at this stage, at the Panzer Worlds, not at the colored belts now, at the black belt, adult.
Yeah.
It's like if you know, it's not masters is way different than adult. Like everyone knows that, you know what I mean? There's a different ball game.
Right.
Even they have their own podium, you know what I mean? Like the black belts in the adult division have their own podium, and everyone else has that other podium. So they have their own league, you know what I mean? For me, they'd be like, okay, now I just beat the #1 guy who won this tournament last year.
Yeah.
Who won brown belt worlds. Like I was never a world champion, believe it or not, like in the 10 years at any belt. I got close. I medaled 5 times at the worlds, but I never won the worlds. But I beaten a lot of world champions at blue belt, purple belt, brown belt. And he was a 2-time brown belt world champion too.
Wow.
And for me to beat him, I wasn't like surprised. I just couldn't handle my emotions. And so much was going on where like someone even recorded me crying. And I don't know if it's ever gonna go out there. They're the only ones that have it. So we'll see, but like, you know, so much was going on. Like I just opened up my gym.
Yep.
3 months ago, I dislocated my toe. You know what I mean? And like for me, like during this camp, to rehab that and get back to win, like to try to win in pans, and like so much other stuff. You know what I mean? Like family stuff and all that. You know what I mean? All good, but like a lot. You know, in your life. You know what I mean? And just for me for it to happen. To beat that guy now on the second day, like black belts are only people that compete 2 days in a row. Like they're in 2 separate days. Usually it's like brown belt, any other belt, you're competing the same day, back-to-back matches. Sure. Black belt, there's 2 days. To say like, wow, I'm making it the second day. Right. You know what I mean? Like as a black belt, you know, that's what like really clicked in. And it's like, I knew I could do it. I just couldn't believe it at the time, you know. Yeah. Like coach was like, he's like, I told you can do it, and I told him, I know. While I'm crying.
So who was your coach that was there with you?
Heath Pedigo. Yeah, the man. Gotcha. He's my coach, one of my best friends, my mentor. Like he's the guy, man. Like he's one of the team is great, but Heath to me is like, you know how there's like Mike Tyson, Customato. That's how I look at Heath and like me, or Heath and the other guys too. Mm-hmm. Heath is the Customato, and we're all the Mike Tysons. Gotcha. That's how I look at the Muhammad Ali's. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? That's the best way to explain who Heath is. But he was telling me he wasn't surprised. He was so happy for me. He was celebrating everything, but he wasn't surprised. We were just like, I said, like I was just like not in shock, but it was kind of like an adrenaline, like oh my god. And the reason I let it all out that moment because I knew like. I'm done for the day. I'm qualified for the next day.
Yeah,
so I was like,
right.
and everyone's like, you still got next day? I'm like, I know. That's in 16 hours.
Let him
I was
celebrate.
Like, let me let it all out right now, and then I'll deal with that tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I win my second match. The first match by Darce against a Peruvian. Second match against the #1 seed Brazilian. Darce qualified the next day,
Yep.
faced an American from Unity. So all big, big Atos, Unity, all these big gyms. Sub him in a dar. So far, not a single point scored on me. Make it to the semis against another Brazilian who's really good, who is also a 2-time brown belt world champion.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? And like he's really good, you know what I mean? Had a close matches with people like Cole Abate and all of them, you know what I mean, who are black belt world champions. And I've actually been in the same division as that guy. And I've been on, there was a division I was with that guy, like where he took third and I took first. So I beat the guy who I beat in the finals, beat him in the semis.
Sure.
So we never faced each other, but I knew his strategy. He was very like, I knew he was gonna pull guard. I knew he wanted me to engage and to win off an advantage of 2 points. That was his strategy.
Okay.
And I was gonna feed into that. So I just let him pull guard and I just put the pressure on him side to side, made him just defend the whole time, and it really went to like 0-0 ref's decision. And I won the match because he was just defending, I was just attacking the whole time. Even though I didn't pass, I was the aggressor the whole time. And then I made it to the finals where, unfortunately, I lost by submission. But as much as I hated it at the moment losing, I knew that was the best thing for me, believe it or not.
Why
I got hurt. It was such a, like I lost that day and I was so bummed. I was like, damn, I just blew it. But me blowing that tournament is gonna help me win the Nogi Worlds this December. That's what I told myself. That's the first thing. While I was on the plane back home, that's literally why I just stopped. I was like, the first 24 hours, I was just like, I just blew I was the first ever guy from Wisconsin, jiu-jitsu person ever from Wisconsin to make it to a black belt major final.
Wow.
Like, imagine, first one from Jordan, from Palestine, because I'm like half Jordanian, Palestinian, to make it to a finals. Like, I just made like history.
Yeah.
And I wanted not just to make it to the finals, I wanted to win it. And I just blew the opportunity. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to win. I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to win Nogi Worlds in December. That's what I told myself. And I was like, okay, I'd rather win Worlds. I feel like if I won Pans, I always feel like there's always a better thing coming up. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I said if I win Pans, I might have relaxed a little bit too much. But the second I lost, I was like, I got to get back to work. So I was back to work the next day. Wow. You know what I mean? Not 2 days after, because I was banged up the next day. But you know what I mean? So 2 days later, I was like, you know what? This is going to lead me to winning Worlds. That's what I thought. You know what I mean? So it was the worst thing at the moment, but the best thing that's going to happen to me later.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense or not.
No, you have the total mindset of a champion.
Yeah.
Like even when you started at 15, you could see the end goal in mind. So
yeah, as I said, it's just, you saw me like the consistency when I was telling my guys. Like I was like, it's just consistency, guys.
Right.
Like it's not gonna happen now. My goal is for all have my brother and my guys and my teammates to be better than me. And I have to be the leading example.
Right.
If they don't see me, you see me, I'm training with them. Like I'm not like just yelling at them. I coach and all that, but I want them to see I'm dying too. I'm running with them. I'm warming up with them. You know, I'm doing everything with them.
Bodies.
You know, yeah, we're carrying each other's bodies. You know what I mean? Like we're doing everything together. You know what I mean? And I'm competing. You know what I mean? Like at Worlds this December, because I qualified. Because for black belt you have to qualify. It's the only division that black belt adult you have to qualify to Worlds. You have to get like points.
Okay.
So I think medaling at that tournament in the finals made me get enough points. My guys are competing that same day here in Wisconsin, and now we're all getting ready for a lot of them are getting ready because all my guys are mainly white belts.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Some blue belts. So because I'm not like a gym who opened up and I had killers coming inside my gym. No.
Yeah.
White belts. You know what I mean? Some blue belts, 1 or 2 brown belts. You know what I mean? That's our gym. You know what I mean? But it doesn't matter. We're all just gonna get ready. We all have our goals, and that's how PSF is. You know what I mean? Like how you see it, that's how PSF is. The white, the black, they all have goals, and they're all chasing those goals together. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's pretty much it. You know.
So how do you bring your competitive aspect into your teaching in the gym? And I'm sure, having a fresh set of students because you just opened up the gym, it's going to be really nice to see, you instilling your competitive mindset into them and seeing them grow throughout the belts.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I'm excited, man. We've been open for 8 months now. You know what I mean? We have people from 4 years old all the way to 50 years old, boys, girls, men and women training, you know what I mean? All in their own classes and stuff. But man, I'm just, it's crazy, man, seeing some people, I promoted some people to not just stripe some belts, you know what I mean? And just seeing everyone's improving. You see me, I'm train with like white and blue belts, but they're like getting after it. They're trying to kill me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is like, I love it, you know what I mean? And they're all trying to get better, you know what I mean? And we're all not perfect, you know what I mean? And we might, you know, by December we might all lose, but it doesn't matter. We got a goal in mind, and we're all trying to get better. And I tell my guys, like, you know, like every jiu-jitsu gym is different. I always say, and you got to find your different, and you got to find your favorite. And I feel like for us, it's just, you know, it's just business. You know, not in a business financially, but business is like we just want to become champions. You know what I mean? And that's why I wanted to still here. Like, and just because people always, someone told me this. Sorry, I'm jumping into this.
No, go ahead.
Someone told me this before I opened up the gym. They said, "Yeah, your gym's gonna be more of like a sport jiu-jitsu type gym." And I'm like, in my mind, I didn't understand what he meant. I'm like, or like they said like sport, like, oh yeah, you're gonna go to the worlds and win the world, and like that's what you're trying to build. You know what I mean? I'm like, isn't that the best? Isn't that the jiu-jitsu you want? Is it like the best jiu-jitsu?
Sure.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want? Like, what kind of jiu-jitsu are you like?
Right.
You do like, isn't that we should
Casual, laid back.
yeah, you know what I mean? It's in my mind, I was like, I didn't get that. I'm like, yeah, that's literally what I want. I want to have like Pan American world champions, white to black, kids, adults, masters. Like, I wanted women and men. Like, I wanted it all. Like, I wanted all of them. And like, will every single person be that? No, but even if someone came in here and they say they never want to compete, that's fine. But you're part of the team. We're gonna help you get better and reach your goals, either it's physically and all, mentally and all, whatever why you're here, and you're gonna help us get better. And at the end of the day, you're gonna leave here even if you don't want to compete with good jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? I want you to be world class. I don't want you going like to an open mat. And of course, I don't care if you get your ass beat, but like I want them to be like, you know what? Like, you have solid. I've never competed. I don't want to compete, but I have solid jiu-jitsu. I know how to defend myself outside of here. Sure. I'm a healthy individual. I'm happy. You know, all those things, like, just like we're all competitive or not. Yes, like that's my main goal, to be the best, like me personally, and build the best competition team. But we have half the people you saw, there's 30 guys on the mat.
Yeah.
Half the guys don't compete that were on the mat. But we all want to get good. All want to be better than each other, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
In a good way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense or not, but.
No, it does.
Yeah.
The culture is unlike anything else that, I mean, I've traveled around to a lot of the gyms, at least in the Milwaukee area.
Yeah, and people might not like it, you know what I mean? Like, I always tell people, like, they walk into the gym and they see me, they're like, who's the coach?
Why is he yelling all the time?
Yeah,
like,
why is he yelling? You know what I mean? You see how the guys are yelling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how we are, you know what I mean? It's like, and people might not like that. People might be like, oh, no. You know, they might leave, and that's fine, you know what I mean? And I always tell people, like, find what's right for you, you know what I mean? And like, I just taught a seminar in Kenosha for one of the mosques there. It was like a self-defense seminar.
Sure.
And I taught from people from ages of 40 to 18 plus. And people loved it, you know what I mean? And they were asking me, like, how do we train jiu-jitsu? And I told them, oh, my gym's in Milwaukee and Franklin. But that wasn't my intent. I told them, like, they told me, where do you teach jiu-jitsu?
Sure.
I told them, at Franklin. They're, oh, that's too far. I told them, okay, there's 3 gyms in Kenosha, this, that.
Yep.
That's where you can go then. That's what I told them, you know what I mean? I just want people to train, and I don't care, like, and then go check. I always tell people, I have people come up to me, they're like, oh, like what makes you different than other gyms? I'm like, you know what? Go do a trial at every single gym. Yeah. I tell them, like, that's why. That's the best thing you do. Like, you can train 2 months for free that way. If you go do a trial, right? Yeah. You'll get to train and see every single gym, and then see what's best for you, man. Yeah. See, like, price-wise, even though I don't like that, like, I don't like. Because, like, think about it. Like, let's say you see something like you really, really like, and something you don't like, and just because you want to save money, you're doing something you don't like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So price, even though, like, it is a factor, but I'm saying don't let that be your main factor, if that makes sense. But, like, see what's right for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is this what you want? Like, some people don't like a men's only training or women's only training. Fine. You know what I mean? Like, I absolutely understand that. You can do whatever you want. But for us, everyone in the gym, and everyone that walks through our doors, love it. You know what I mean? That's an example. Some people don't like we're bullying each other, trying to not hurt each other, but like beat each other, carrying each other,
right.
like, you know, doing the buddy carries, all that. People don't like that. People just want to come in, 10-minute warm up, technique of the day, do 3 rounds, I'm heading out. That's absolutely fine, man. I did that for 8 years of my life. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for us, it's just different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially if you're gonna spend, 3-4 days of the week there.
You
might as well love the place you train at.
Yeah, 100%, man. That's why I always tell people, like, I always tell people, like, I've had people leave, like, of course, like, as a gym owner, you're going to have people leave, come and go, right? I have people come from different gyms. I have people leave to different gyms. And I told them, all I want you to do, man, is keep training. And if for any reason I made you hate the sport, I don't know. I'm saying hypothetically. Please give it another chance. Give it another chance at a different gym. Because I don't want to be the reason, because I'm not perfect, man. I know I'm not perfect as a coach. You know, I always sit down like, man, I could have done better for my guys. But that's my job. You need to reflect. No one's perfect. As a coach, as a competitor, whatever, you need to sit down, reflect, and how can you get better the next day? You know, I mean, no one's perfect, but you always want to strive for that perfection.
Sure.
Even though you're never going to achieve it. You know what I mean? So like, that's how I do instill to my guys. I always tell them, like, guys, we're all not going to be black belt world champions. Maybe none of us will be black belt world champions, but we're going to try. You know what I mean? And now they instill that in everything they do. School, relationships, attitude. And that's why I love it, man. You know what I mean? As I said, like, you know, it's different, but it's my different, and some people like that different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's very aspirational how you're, you know, trying to build up everybody within the gym and all aspects of their life.
Yeah. You know what I mean? My goal is like, you know, there's a. Do you know the saying? You're a white belt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's okay, but you'll get this later on.
Okay.
Unfortunately, not always. But this is what I've seen in the past 10 years. If a bad person walks into jiu-jitsu, it doesn't always make him a good person. It might make him a worse person. And same thing as a good person, it might make him a better person. It can make him a better person, but it can also make him a worse person. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, you should fix your personality before you get on the mat, if that makes sense. So what do? I instill a lot of other things like hygiene, attitude, respect.
Discipline, you're making them.
Discipline, on time, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Not to be militant. People got lives, you know what I mean? But all those aspects, because now, when they get better at jiu-jitsu, they got those basics. You know what I mean? You know how people with the basics are shrimping? My basics is just showing up on time sometimes, man. Or like just showing up a little bit earlier if you can. Or like, you know, like not complaining less. Or like doing that things, because like when you start complaining less, then you start complaining less in life. You know what I mean? Like, like all those things. But if you walk on the mat, complainer, ego, you're dirty. You know what I mean? All that. You think you're gonna become a better person? You might most likely become a worse. Like, think about it. If you have an ego and you're beating people, your ego might just stay up. And you'll be like, oh, I just want to hurt people and all that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's an amplifier of who you are. As you get better.
I had a kid today slam another kid, like from closed guard, but he didn't know. I told him, like, you can't do that. This is that. This is why. You know what I mean? And I told the other kid, like, don't let another kid slam you. You know what I mean? But I had to fix that for him. You know what I mean? Like, I have to tell him, like, hey, like, he needs a white belt. He doesn't know yet. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was a gray belt that did it to someone. But, like, I told him, like, you need to fix your attitude. You need to fix, like, I asked him, why'd you slam him? I was trying to get out of closed guard. Oh, there's different ways you can get out of closed guard without hurting him. You know what I mean? So, like, fixing that, and then they instill the jiu-jitsu into them, the good jiu-jitsu into them, and then they become good people on the mat and off the mat.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm a guru or like I'm a monk or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. I believe it or not, man, you know what, one thing I love about this gym?
What?
Believe it or not, most of my guys are better human beings than me. And they make me a better person, man. I swear to God, it's so crazy. I look at my guys, I'm like, bro, I got a kid who's a 4.0 student, 18-year-old.
Do you ask them about their personal lives a lot?
Oh, yeah, man, because we're all brothers, man.
Yeah,
like, you know, I have people, like, I'm married, having a kid on the way. They ask me about, like, relationships advice and stuff like that, or, like, competition advice, or, you know what I mean? And I ask about things that they're good at, and the same thing, you know what I mean? We all ask about things, you know, to help each other get better. And when I see their lives, I'm like, man, they look up to me, and I'm like, little do they know, I look up to them.
Sure.
Because, like, I'm helping them in one aspect of their life, but by the time they're my age, not only are they going to be better than me in that aspect of my life, like, my brother's going to be better by the time he's 25, I'm assuming he's going to be a black belt world champion by then, if not before. That's how I believe, you know, if he sticks with it, you know, of course. But I also think he's going to be a way better person than me, too, by then. So I always, like, look at them, I'm like, man, like PSF is my team, but like right now, now I have my own team technically, where we're affiliated and all that. They're my guys, you know what I mean? Like, they're my, like, this is who 6 days a week I'm here. We rest on Saturdays, but 6 days a week, sometimes twice a day, we're here. And I see my guys, and I'm like, man, like these are the guys like that motivate me every single day. Like when I'm at the pans, I'm thinking about them.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like that's it. You know what I mean? And like, believe it or not, I'm not saying this to be funny. I'll die for my guys. Like literally, if I saw like one of my 18-year-old guys right here, white belts, in college, just a regular kid, bullet coming through, I'll jump for him. Like no hesitation. Like if he tells me, hey, I just got beat up, I'll tell him where are we meeting up to go beat up that guy. You know what I mean? Like that's without no questions asked. You know what I mean? Not in a way like, oh, I'm gonna go hurt people. You know what I mean? I'm saying like I'm there for them. You know what I mean? Oh, I need this. Hey, I can't afford a gym membership. No problem. Don't worry. They know that. You know what I mean? But and it's funny is like we trust each other. Like you know what I mean? I don't like thankfully we don't have any problems people stealing. I'm you know what I mean? And that's usually a lot of gyms. They don't have that problem. But like we all trust each other. You know what I mean? Like someone needs a ride, we have a group chat. Hey, come pick me up. You know what I mean? They just go pick up. Yeah.
It's a very tight-knit community.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? Yeah, 100%. Like no one. Like there's no excuses. You know what I mean? And now if they find excuses not to train, then it is what it is. You know what I mean? They slowly back away from the team, and we don't kick them out. Everyone's always welcome. I have people leave. I've had someone literally leave, come back, leave, and come back. You know what I mean? And I always tell them, man, you're always welcome, man. Like I'm never gonna get hard feelings. And unfortunately, in jiu-jitsu, like it hurts. It hurt. Like deep down, as a human, it's like you break up with someone and they go with someone else. It hurts.
Sure.
Sometimes you know that's best for you and them. You know what I mean? The same thing with like jiu-jitsu, man. People are gonna leave, come and go, and it's like that's it. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta keep it cool. You know, with everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a bad thing. Hopefully you never deal with that. You know what I mean? Or you see that. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of gyms in jiu-jitsu, unfortunately, that if someone leaves, like they don't even want to talk to them after that. And it sucks, man. I'm like, damn, man. Like we spent years together training, beating up each other, yelling at each other. And now you're telling me, like, just because I left for whatever reason, I left to a different gym. I want to mix it up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now you don't like me. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, like, that's how it is. You know what I mean?
Stuck in the past.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But hopefully we don't have that issue here. You know what I mean? Like as I said, we're only 8 months in. I don't like to talk about anyone. You know what I mean? I like to focus on myself. But I'm just trying to be that. We're trying to be like a brother/sisterhood, like a family, like literally. You know what I mean? And not like family, like quotate, no, like a family, you know what I mean? Like I said, like we're there for each other, you know what I mean? Regardless of what it is, you know what I mean? So like one time, like one of our friends' dads passed away, no classes for 2 days. We're gonna go see our friend.
Wow.
We're there for him if he needs anything.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That's it. You know, like he was one of the coaches here, you know what I mean? So like we were like, oh, someone's gonna cover up class. No classes for 2 days. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like his dad's like our dad, you know what I mean? So like that's literally how it is, you know what I mean? So I don't know, like I have my brother 16 on the mats with his friends and all that. I love my brother to death, but he's equal to all the other guys. No special treatment, no nothing, you know what I mean? Like I do beat him up a little bit more because I can, but that's it, you know what I mean? No, nothing more other than that.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy you've built that level of trust in 8 months, so.
Yeah, man, I don't know how it happened. Like, like people say it's your personality, which is good, you know what I mean? But I really don't, like, I think because I'm trying to do my best. You know what I mean? All I do is my best, you know what I mean? And it's crazy, man. Like on Sunday, bro, we had 90 people here training, man. Like 90, not all at once.
Yeah.
Like from between 12 p.m. at noon till 6:30 p.m. We had 90 people training on the mats on a Sunday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for a gym who's been open for 8 months. A lot of visitors, of course, because we got some open mats stuff. But it's crazy, man. Like, you know, like that's how it was PSF, man. Sometimes they had 100 people on the mats.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? So like, kind of like I just think I blended my own style with my previous experiences, with how my team is, all at once, and just trying to put it in here. That's the best way to explain it. Yeah. Sorry, I ramble a lot.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
So with how fast the gym is growing, and you know your recent success, and your desire to do really well at Worlds in December, what's in the future for you and for M5?
For me, yeah, just man, like for me, man, the way I live my life every single day, if I die today, I'm happy. You know what I mean? I literally accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish. Now it's just like the cherry on top on everything. Even though, like, what do you mean? You don't got all the money in the world. You don't have a bunch of kids yet. You don't have a house yet. That's what people look at. But I'm already satisfied. I already built M5. And I know if I die tomorrow, I know M5 is going to still continue. Believe it or not. I already know. I trust my guys.
Yeah.
I think they're going to continue doing what they're doing. And I don't think any gym can, like, a lot of gyms can't. And I think that's what's special about PSF too. Like, that's how it was. Like, if Heath wasn't around, he had to do surgery for his eye. Business as usual. You know, no one had. Heath didn't have to even say who you need to cover. It's going. So I think for us, to answer your question, is just every day just become a better than how we were yesterday. In everything in life, off the mat, on the mat. Of course, my goal is my better is become a world champion. Take care of my family. Keep building this gym. Build my guys, make them champions, make them better people off the mat. And that's pretty much it. Just day after day. But I said, like, if I die today, I'm happy. But as long as I'm living, I'm gonna keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Wow, it's aspirational, man.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
It's great talking to you, Mahmoud.
Yeah.
And we'll end it there.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.